We want to show you what we just did to our 2020 Shelby GT350. For some, it's heresy. For others, it's heaven on earth. NASCAR, baby. Welcome to the Backroad Driver channel. I'm Brad.
And I'm Sam.
We've done full bolt-ons on this car now, so we've not really ruined anything per se, but the way we're driving it and the way we're gonna drive it, it's gonna hurt some feelings in the Shelby collector community, to say the least.
So it's definitely not stock anymore. We've got 2M fabrication, long tube headers, and of course an X pipe.
How many cats are on this thing now?
0.
How many resonators?
0.
And today we just installed a JLT cold air intake. The big cherry on top is a Palm Beach Dyno custom tune. We've got one revision on here. We'll continue to work through that and get that better and better with these mods. We are going down to Palm Beach and we're gonna visit them and put our car on their dyno. We're gonna make a Miami trip. When we get it on Palm Beach's dyno, we'll know what stock was for the GT350 and we'll be able to see what the mods we've done have added in horsepower so far. Right now, we're gonna show you the install of the JLT. We're gonna show you getting the first tune loaded up, and then we're gonna show you some rips in this car and put it on our butt dyno. Part of making our GT350 run better is making it breathe better. Sam, how do you take the intake out?
Basically, Brad, you just walk up to your GT350 and that's how easy they are to remove. Come right out. Make sure you don't break any connectors or anything.
It just popped right off. I'm used to like having to unscrew stuff, but
no, you just yank these out.
Couple differences in the two kits. So there's a lot more airflow. See the bend right here, this elbow off the stock, and then on the JLT it's just smooth, so you don't have anything to catch up any of that airflow. Another big thing is, I don't know if you can tell how thick the wall is right here on this.
Here's a good spot, yeah.
I mean, it's super thick compared to over here. It's like probably a third. It's less than half. So that thickness just basically separates heat in the engine bay from being able to get in your air box. Another thing, and this is something you could change on your factory Mustang, this air filter is about the same size, but there's nothing on the end cone. And on the S&B one that's provided in the JLT kit, it actually has more surface area. So you do have more flow with this other filter. So everything's a little thicker. Like the slickness in here is unreal. It's just, you know, super slimy, and in the box too. And then in here, it's like more rubbery, and there's like a crinkle finish on it, so it's not gonna flow the same. Everything's just a little bit bigger overall size as far as flow. Everything's slicker, and it just gets through without this crinkle. So that's where you pick up a little bit more airflow. You don't do everything we're doing to exhaust and not do this kit. You can get by with the stock kit, you know, on most cars, but on something where we're trying to squeeze every little bit out we can without putting a power adder on, this is a must.
So we've got the JLT fully installed now. Everything's bolted down tight. Got the little spacer deal in here. Fits pretty nice. I didn't run into any issues whatsoever.
So where is the bend and the flex from the engine now?
So now you've got a little bit of flex allowed here, and at this junction, instead of having it in the bend right here, this is all nice and slick airflow now.
Looks better than that.
Looks better.
It's got a red filter on it, and everybody knows red is faster. Now, what were you telling me about these screws over here, Sam?
Oh, yeah, so once you've got your old one off, you might want to put it back together as much as you can, put all the screws in, especially these two right here.
Why would you want to do that, Sam?
In case you ever want to go back to stock.
Got the Palm Beach Dyno base tune on. Now we're doing a little data log, and he's having to do a step rev test up to 3,000 RPM. So it just moves up every 500 RPMs and tries to hold it. We'll send that back to Palm Beach, and here in just a second for you guys, we'll have the first tune revision on. We got the butt dyno on, and we're gonna see what we've added. We definitely spun in second. I wouldn't say it was like a spin in the Wolf in the truck where we got way more power than we need. I'm gonna bet you right now from my butt dyno, we put 100 horsepower on this thing. And I'm pumped to get down to Palm Beach Dyno and find it out for real. Get the tune dialed in and see what we actually did add. Let's do some more rips. That's first gear, and I spun like 75 feet. It's not too much power. It's just right. Gosh. I gotta slow down so I can talk. Sorry about the cracks and pops. If you don't like cracks and pops, it's not the channel for you. We just did a video called Best Sounding Stang. You're gonna wanna watch that video.
We'll put a card up here.
The only thing we didn't have in that was the intake and the Palm Beach Dyno tune, but it still sounded nasty.
Glorious, baby.
Go ahead and hit subscribe on the channel, give it a thumbs up, help us grow on YouTube. Make sure you turn that bell on. That's like 7,500 RPMs of heaven.
Yeah. Didn't even break the speed limit.
We're in the tunnel. We're actually in the overpass.
Nasty.
I hate traffic! Ah! This thing rips! It's quick, and when you put the sound with it, I'm sure it feels like a whole lot more than it actually is. We're probably only looking at maybe 50 more horsepower, but the tune and the responsiveness is just, it feels like 100. What I'm excited to do is actually find out on their dyno.
It feels a lot faster. It's punchier. This car was already amazing to drive. Throttle response was great. It just is that much better with the Palm Beach Dyno tune.
It rips.
You don't want to miss what we're about to do to this car down in Miami. Subscribe, hit the bell. Peace out.
Save the manuals.